Merry Christmas in June.
Christmas in June. Tell us about what you call the Alan Seabaugh Nativity Bill.
I don't call it the Alan Seabaugh Nativity Bill. We dubbed it the Merry Christmas Bill. And it was simply a bill that was designed to take what the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled is completely legal and put that into Louisiana statute so that teachers and school administrators and principals could know that certain things that they want to do around Christmas are okay. Like
okay, so tell
a Christmas tree up in a school.
Tell us exactly in the bill what is codified, if you will.
All right, what it simply says is saying things like Merry Christmas, or we defined it as traditional winter celebrations, which would include Hanukkah, things like that, that are normally celebrated in winter, because we couched it in broad terms to stay within the constitutional parameters. But if you want to say Merry Christmas, if you want to have a Christmas party or a Christmas play, or put a Christmas tree or even a nativity scene on a school ground,
a nativity scene on school grounds?
Perfectly okay. The Supreme Court has ruled multiple times that is perfectly okay as long as you fall within a couple of certain rules, like have more than one religion represented, and you can do that simply by putting a menorah. Baby Jesus was Jewish, after all.
So you'd have to have both?
You have to have more than one religion represented, and you have to have a couple of non-traditional religious symbols. It's what's been dubbed the three reindeer rule. If you can have a nativity scene, as long as you have maybe a reindeer in there or a snowman, which don't really fit the birth story, but you can do it with a menorah or things like that. But again, the Supreme Court, the ACLU and other groups have brought many, many suits over the last 25 years trying to keep things like this out of school.
Pardon me just a second, Alan. Pardon me just a second. Erin, her head's in her hands because she doesn't understand that the lawsuits, the range of these atheist lawsuits have come to include things like Santa Claus, reindeer, elves, little toys at Al. I'm right, aren't I, Alan?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the term war on Christmas isn't something that we came up with. That's something that they came up with. And they're trying to take Christmas out of, and they've been doing this for 25 years, anything that smacks of religion, of Christianity, they're trying to take it away, frankly. And the Supreme Court has ruled many, many times over the last 25 years that these things are okay. The problem that we have is I get calls every year. My father-in-law is a school board superintendent in South Louisiana, and I have local principals who call me and say, look, we want to do this. We want to have a Christmas party. We want to have a Christmas play. Is that okay? Are we going to get sued? And frankly, I've been fielding these phone calls for several years. So what I did was actually Texas, I give them credit. A legislator in Texas did this last year, and I simply took his framework and put it into Louisiana law. But they went through the U.S. Supreme Court rulings and came up with where the Supreme Court has put the lines and simply put that into Louisiana statute so that it's readily available for any Louisiana administrator, principal, teacher to look at and see, okay, here, if I want to have a Christmas tree or if I want to say Merry Christmas, that's okay. The Texas did it in response to a school district that actually tried to ban students from wearing the colors red and green during the month of December because they thought that would be somehow an endorsement of Christianity.
Oh, how idiotic.
And State Representative Alan Seabaugh. And what happens is the schools fold like a Kleenex because they don't want to deal with the legal costs. They don't have that kind of money.
That's absolutely correct.
Let me ask you, if I do a Christmas play that features the nativity scene, a baby Jesus, do I have to have some other scene right behind that?
I would strongly recommend putting a menorah in there, and then you're okay.
So right there next to the manger, you can have a Star of David or a menorah.
Jesus was Jewish. It fits.
Yeah, okay.
It might be a stretch for the play, but
okay.
But you know what? Whatever makes it work.
Let me ask you a question on a whole different topic. Biggest success of the legislative session, biggest failure?
It was an interesting session. We didn't do a whole lot. We didn't pass a whole lot.
Thanks for wasting our money, then. I appreciate that.
Well, we killed a lot of bad bills. The problem is we killed a lot of good bills, too. We passed the budget, which, frankly, of the 4 years I've been there, this was the best position that we've been in financially. So this budget was less objectionable than most of the others. The biggest problem that I think we didn't address this year is taking care of next year. The shortfall next year looks really, really bad. And because we were in somewhat better financial shape this year than in the last couple, I felt that we should have done a little bit more to stave off what seems to be coming next year.
Did you stay out of our pockets?
Absolutely.
Okay, we appreciate that.
The general prevailing sentiment was let's do only what we have to this year, and let's hope for the best next year. And I just don't think that's a very good way to approach things.
Well, Alan, as a man who's generally in favor of total and complete gridlock, congratulations on not doing much.
Yeah, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas. Yeah,
and
happy
congratulations
Kwanzaa.
on the nativity / menorah bill and getting everything sort of laid out for people.
It's a Merry Christmas bill.